Hello students, welcome back to your 8th standard mathematics class. We are doing lesson number 7, variation. Today let's see the topic time, work and speed. The examples related to the number of workers and the time taken to finish the work are of inverse variation. That means if the number of workers increases, the time taken to finish a work decreases. So we see that it is a kind of inverse variation. Similarly, there are some examples related to time taken to cover a distance by a vehicle and its uniform speed. Again, examples related to time and speed are also examples of inverse variation. That is, if you travel fast, less time will be taken, and if you drive slowly, more time will be taken. Such examples of variation are examples related to time, work, and speed. Now let's see how to solve some of these examples. This is an example from your textbook. Example 1. 15 women finished the work of harvesting a groundnut crop in 8 days. Find the number of women if the job is to be completed in 6 days. 15 women required 8 days. Now, the number of days have come down to 6 days. That means you'll require more workers or less workers? Yes, you will require more workers because you have less time to do the work. So this is an example of inverse variation. So let's see the solution. So the solution is the number of days required to finish a job is inversely proportional to the number of women employed. Now let's take the number of days as D and the number of women as N. This means that D inversely varies as N. Therefore, you can write D multiplied by N is equal to K, where K is the constant of variation. Now, from the question, it is clear that if N is equal to 15, then D is 8. That means that when there are 15 women, you need 8 days to complete the work. So, we get K is equal to 120. Now, let's find N when D is 6. That means you want to find how many workers are there when the number of days come down to 6. So substituting the value of D in the equation of variation, you will get D multiplied by N is 120. Therefore, you will write 6 multiplied by N is 120. So you get the value of N as 20. That means if you want to finish the work in 6 days, you need how many women? Yes, 20 women should be employed. Let's see the second example. A vehicle running at a speed of 48 kilometers per hour takes 6 hours to complete the journey. How much time will be taken to complete the journey if the speed is 72 kilometers per hour? So here, the speed of the vehicle has increased from 48 to 78 kilometers per hour. That means you will take more time or less time to reach the destination? Yes, you will take less time to reach the destination. So what kind of a variation is this? Yes, it is an inverse variation. So you can solve the sum using the inverse variation method. The solution is given in the textbook. Please refer that. Now let's take practice set 7.3. The first question is, which of the following statements are of inverse variation? The first question is the number of workers on a job and the time taken by them to complete the job. The number of workers and the time. What kind of relation is this? If there are more workers, you will require less time, and if there are less workers, you will require more time. So what kind of variation is this? Yes, it is an inverse variation. Second question, the number of pipes of the same size to fill a tank and the time taken by them to fill the tank. Number of pipes and the time taken. If you have more pipes, the tank will be filled in less time. So what kind of variation is this? Yes, it is again an inverse variation. Third question is petrol filled in the tank of a vehicle and its cost. If you fill more petrol, you will have to pay more. So what kind of a variation is this? It is a direct variation. The last one, area of a circle and its radius. So when the radius increases, the area also will increase. That means it is a direct variation. So please write this question in your notebook with the answers. Now let's see practice set 7.3, question number 3. The question is 120 bags of half-liter milk can be filled by a machine within 3 minutes. Find the time to fill such 1800 bags. Here the number of bags have increased from 120 to 1800. So the time required to fill the bags also will increase. That means what kind of a variation is this? Yes, this is a direct variation. So let's write that. So the solution is, let the number of bags be n and the time required to fill them be t. More number of bags are to be filled by the machine, therefore more time is required. That means it is an example of direct variation. So what will be the relation between n and t? Therefore you can write n is directly proportional to t. Therefore n is equal to k multiplied by t, where k is the constant of variation. Now it's given in the question 120 bags are filled in 3 minutes. That means when n is equal to 120, t is equal to 3 minutes. So using this we can find the value of k. Now substituting n is equal to 120 and t is equal to 3 in this equation, we get 120 is equal to k multiplied by 3. So k is equal to 120 divided by 3. Therefore k is equal to 40. Now you can form the equation of variation. Therefore the equation of variation is n is equal to 40 multiplied by t. Now let us find the time required to fill 1800 bags. So when n is equal to 1800, we want to find the value of t. So let's substitute the value of n in the equation. So you get 1800 is equal to 40 multiplied by t. Therefore t is equal to 1800 divided by 40. Therefore t is equal to 45. That means 45 minutes are required to fill 1800 bags. So 45 minutes are required to fill 1800 bags. Now let's see question number 4. A car with speed 60 kilometers per hour takes 8 hours to travel some distance. What should be the increase in the speed if the distance is to be covered in 7.5 hours? We know that there is an inverse relationship between speed and time. The distance covered is the same. So when time has reduced, the speed has to increase. So what kind of a relation is this? Yes, it is an inverse relation. Let's take the speed of the car as s and the time required to cover the distance as t. There is an inverse relation between speed and time. That means if speed increases, time will become less, and if speed decreases, time will become more. Therefore, s varies inversely as t. S multiplied by t is equal to k, where k is the constant of variation. Now it's given that if the speed is 60 kilometers per hour, it takes 8 hours. That is, when s is equal to 60, t is 8. So using this, let us find the value of k. So when s is equal to 60, then t is equal to 8. Let us substitute these values in the equation of variation. We have s into t is equal to k. So 60 multiplied by 8 is equal to k. Therefore k is equal to 480. Therefore the equation of variation is s multiplied by t is 480. Now we want to find the speed when the time is 7.5 hours. So we want to find the speed when the time is 7.5 hours. So t is equal to 7.5 which is a mixed number. So you can write it as an improper fraction as 15 upon 2. 7 multiplied by 2 plus 1. 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. So you can write 7.5 as 15 upon 2. This will make your calculation easy. Now substitute the value of t in the equation of variation to find the value of s. So you get s multiplied by 15 upon 2 is equal to 480. Therefore, you can write s is equal to 480 multiplied by 2 divided by 15. So this will give you 960 divided by 15. So when you divide 960 by 15, the answer is 64. So we get s is equal to 64. That means the speed of the vehicle should be 64 kilometers per hour. Therefore, the speed of the car is 64 kilometers per hour. That means the increase in speed is 4 kilometers per hour. So we have to increase the speed by 4 kilometers per hour if you want to reach in 7.5 hours. You can write the final answer. Therefore, the speed of the car should be increased by 4 kilometers per hour. Please solve practice set 7.3 in your notebook. And with this, we come to the end of the lesson. Please revise the lesson thoroughly once again. Thank you and have a nice day.